Joining us right now is Patriots owner Robert Kraft, and we're thrilled to have you here this morning. Thank you for waking up early.
It's great I wake up early anyhow.
So this Sunday, tell us, what are you going to do during the game? What goes on during the game for you?
Well, it's a pretty intense time. We have close friends and family with us, and we're pretty absorbed by the game. Even the ADD focuses. And
is there a conversation that you have with either Tom or Belichick before the game? Like, what's going to happen on Sunday afternoon for you?
Well, Coach always gives me a pretty good overview before the game, and I've had a ritual for the whole time that Tommy's been playing where I see him right at his locker before the game, and we have a little chat. And I can usually look in his eyes and see how we're going to do.
You know?
Yes.
Okay, first of all, by the way, how's the hand? His hand.
His hand, given everything, his hand is pretty good.
And hold on, so when you say you know, have you ever looked in his eyes and felt like, oh, this is going to be a tough one?
Yes.
And by the way, historically, when he's won, it's only by 6 points.
Well, the bottom line is he wins. And, you know, half of all games are usually decided by 7 points, and then half of those by 3 points. So the margin of victory, and especially when we're playing the best team left in football. And in the playoffs, you're always playing the best teams. And that's why usually games are very close.
The business of football, what does winning the Super Bowl mean for your team?
Well, it enhances your brand. More people want to be connected to you. They want to buy your gear. You know, we have to have Blitz for 6. You're not done yet. What's very interesting this year, it's the first time we have our our own set called Not Done Yet, 24 hours, 6 days leading up to the Super Bowl. We've had over 1 million impressions daily watching it, just getting our local programming. So it's a way for us to brand more globally, and people want to be part of our teams. And you know, people like to connect with winners.
Yes. So I got a complicated one for you, because you have to think long term about this team. And Tom is now 40, and Mr. Belichick is now 65 years old. How do you think about the next chapter, or can you even think that way?
Sure, and look, we've been thinking about that for 10 years. That evolves. It's like running any business. You know you're going to have change, and in the NFL, one play can change things. Tommy, in the 07 or 08 season, the first quarter was out for someone hit his knee, he was gone for the season. We had to have a backup plan. So I think anyone who runs any business is always thinking about contingency plans and backups. If you wait till it happens without any plan, then you'll be in a tough position.
You are on the TV committee, run that TV committee. Just the big deal happened this week. You were on it, on this Fox deal, $550 million on average over the next 5 years. We were talking about it yesterday. Do you see these type of deals at this kind of price point happening in the future?
Well,
or is this a unique situation for Fox?
Well, we hope there are a lot of unique situations for companies. It's about our product that's in great demand in terms of there's no other appointment television that draws the way we do. And as we bring in more features and make it special, think about it, the top program is in your sister company, Sunday Night Football, I think, for the last 9 years has been #1. The #2 prime time is Thursday night. So anyone who wants to collect a big audience and promote other products and other shows, they want to be with us. And as you come into this diffused world of it's, you know, where to look at all the ways people are looking at programming and so many distribution channels, it's nice to know they can go one place.
Do you see a moment, and we talked about this too, a tipping point where you could see it on an OTT, a digital property, meaning the Super Bowl. You guys have always been eyeballs. Audience size has mattered. Do you ever see a moment where Netflix or Amazon Prime or Facebook or YouTube becomes so large that they could take on and give you the type of eyeballs that you could get on an NBC or a Fox or a CBS?
It's possible. You know, we've experimented with a couple different streaming platforms, and we're going to continue to do that. We know that millennials consume a lot differently. A lot of young people I'm around don't have TVs. They're on their mobile devices. You know, it's something that I've learned to do now where I never did. I was with some prominent people who own a basketball team and a hockey team, and they had their devices out at dinner, and it wasn't impolite. So however we can bring product that the consumer wants to them.
Right. Joe's got a question for you back in the studio. Joe?
Bob, how you doing? So, Bob, there's nothing better than, obviously, with revenge.
Good morning, Joe.
How you doing, my friend? There's nothing better than the revenge of winning to say, I told you so, but that ESPN article, Bob, how much of that was real and how much of it was just, I mean, I don't know how to gauge things anymore. We got things written by, that the Trump, but I don't know what's real and what is truthiness, and nothing's better than winning, but was there any of that true? At least, I mean, Jimmy Garoppolo has done unbelievably well out in San Francisco, and let's say Brady plays until he's only 60. Maybe it'd be good to have him then, in your view. I don't know, but what's your comments on that piece?
That's a long question, Joe.
Go on.
But to answer your question, I think the bulk of that article was fiction, and I understand it. You know, when you're doing well and you win well, you're a target. And the other, I'm sure it's true at CNBC, in your programming, you get very high ratings. Well, everyone has different ideas how you do things. So I don't think so-called tension is bad. In all the different companies we have people with different viewpoints, but you get to the point where you manage it where it's not dysfunctional. And we've had that for the 24 years that I've owned the team. And pretty happy we've been able to hold Bill and Tommy together for 18 years. I don't think there's any other franchise that's had a quarterback that long or coach that long independently. But we collect good people and create continuity.
Well, Joe and I and Beck, we have our own tension, sometimes dysfunctional tension too. So, but just, has there been more tension this season? Just to put a fine point on it?
Not in my point of view. You have issues that come up, you deal with them. Hey, we went 13-3. We're playing in the Super Bowl. If we've had tension, please God, the good Lord will continue to throw it our way.
Couple of other questions for you. I don't know if you saw just yesterday, CBS, Les Moonves and Viacom may actually be getting together, or at least really talking. Is that good or bad for your business when you think about these type of combinations?
I think it's probably good. Fox was willing to do the deal with us, and I think it was very smart of them and creative, and they've locked up something long time, but they have scale and where they're going. You look at Disney is an amazing company now. You know, your parent company is so well run and has so many resources. And I think them getting together makes sense. Otherwise, they just don't have the scale to go out and do things that are important to do. So probably one way or another it'll happen.
Joe?
Thanks, Bob. I just wanted to follow up. Bob, you didn't talk about Garoppolo. Do you wish that you had kept him? And how long do you think Brady does play? Will he go to 45, do you think, and still be bringing home those rings?
Well, I know you have a direct line to Giselle, and that's probably the best way to find out how long he's going to. No, he's going to play, please God, as long as he wants. And, you know, Jimmy Garoppolo was a great young man. He trained under us. in the end, we have a salary cap, so we can't spend money at different positions. He was a free agent, really. He was in the last year of his rookie contract. We would have had to pay him a lot of money to keep him. We would have liked to have kept him, but that's part of the NFL. But people come out and make stories, and then it's like fact, and that isn't so. But we have other players at other positions like that.
Right.
But Tom Brady's doing okay.
I just had one quick question, which was Joe talked to President Trump last week on the air. After you came out in support of your team, which was against, to some degree, the president, did you ever have a conversation with the president?
I keep my private business private. I think we should always be respectful of everyone's point of view, and if someone doesn't think that way, but they're still doing a good job, we try to let them know privately.
Bob Kraft, good luck on Sunday. Thank you so much.
Hey there, thanks for checking out CNBC on YouTube. Be sure to subscribe to stay up to date on all of the day's biggest stories. You can also click on any of the videos around me to watch the latest from CNBC. Thanks for watching.